Pine Barrens. I actually like the Pine Barrens. I tend to go there a lot to farm when I do farming. Getting into it is not that difficult. It's yeah, it's not difficult to get into. We're gonna head east from the Prospector's Trail. I had to remember where the hell I was. The Prospector's Trail. Whoops. Yep, I went the wrong way, of course. So yeah, you go down this hill. Totally forgot you go down the hill first. You'll encounter a lot of briar thorns, and I've pointed out briar thorns before, and I've had an interesting story about them. Well, maybe not an interesting story. I've had a story, as in it was words organized in a narrative form, about what briar thorns were when they first showed up and were super reflective. And this is one of the reasons you buy dynamite, because you'll encounter places like this occasionally, where we just have to blow the area open. And this area has a ton of briar thorns. And grobbles. Briar thorns and grobbles are pretty much it. And we've encountered the manticores already in the Blood Grove, but technically you can encounter them here first, and these are the standard manticores. So, yeah, you just make your way around that little bend there. There's not a lot over there. There's just that one lore piece and a couple grobbles. And here's the Pine Barrens waypoint. Now, I am actually going to do all of these quests in one go. Your first time through, you might want to actually go out and come back, go out and come back, just to get everything all together. Or to actually see what quests you're given and where to go. I, however, have done this so many times. Just this area, I've done it so many times. We're just gonna barrel through all of the quests all at once. Just barrel through all of the area all at once, actually. Provided invisible rocks don't stop us. The one thing about this place is it does get a little on the not glitchy side, but sometimes you'll be blocked by trees, but the map won't show it as a blocked off thing. So yeah, as we level up and get better gear, like the druid is actually feeling much, much better than it did a few levels ago. But yeah, that's kind of what I meant when I talked about how this class combo was a little on the gear dependent side. Town portal down. So when you come to the jagged wastes, you'll still be fighting grobbles. Only now, God damn it! Only now you'll have manticores. Like, come on, guys! Like, the one time you don't immediately jump on me when I come in here is when I want you to jump on me when I come in here. So what happens with the manticores is they're heavy on the poison damage. So putting an anti-venom salva in your helmet and belt is actually kind of advised. I mean, I just advise doing that regardless of where you are in the game. And you'll notice that some of them on your map will be starred. Those are the manticores that have the venom glands. And the venom glands are actually kind of a common drop. So you shouldn't really worry too bad about picking them up. Because you'll probably just get one regardless of... like, just through fighting through them. There we go. And you can only, unfortunately, pick up one at a time. So you can't actually... because you only need one for the quest to be done. So you can't actually, like, do what you do with the, like, the scout insignias for the Black Legion. You can't grab multiples of them. Or the, sloth necklaces. You can't grab multiple poison glands and just turn the quest in super fast in the higher difficulties. But here's Mogara. I'll use my Mirror Rock Tease to power through her a little bit. Oh, we got a Manticore Eye off of her too. So, you'll get the poison... you'll get the, where is it? You'll get the poison gland for quests. Manticore Eyes are a rare crafting material that's kind of a bitch to get. But I'll point out that to get to the Jagged Waste, you loop around here. You loop around there, and then you just come to the west, and then you can come up. There's going to be like this area, this area. You can come up in the middle here, and this is where Mogara is every time. There is more to the Jagged Wastes, should you want to explore them. And if you have to farm Manticore Eyes, get used to the surroundings. Hate Manticore Eyes. I don't know that anyone actually likes having to get them. Okay, so the next quests you're going to be given when you go and turn those two in are to find Old Blood Briar in his den and to hunt a spider called Ungoliax the Gloomweaver. I almost always go for Blood Briar first. And I sort of stumble over the name because it makes me think of the Bourne movies and Blackbriar. But the first place his lair can spawn is right here along this wall. So it's easy to just walk in and then you can check right there for it. And then it has I think it's 5 places it can spawn out here. I guess we'll pick up this stack of crap to sell. Okay, yeah, this is another place. But there's like this spur here, and it can pop up here. And then I think there's a place that can pop up there and over there. And it's not going to be labeled on your map at all. So it's a randomly spawning cave. Almost, it's like a pseudo-secret cave, I'd probably call it. And it's been a while since I've actually gotten a devotion shrine, hasn't it? Because that one in the Blood Grove was supposed to be the next one I was shooting for, and I never actually got any frickin' seals of binding. It's annoying. So yeah, around this cave you'll find places, you'll find little loot drops as you go through, marked rocks and the like decayed remain corpses and stuff. And you'll make your way through briar thorns. There are a couple grubbles at the beginning. But for the most part it's, you know, kind of a little cave, and you'll find this like little settlement here, which is probably people mining or something before the briar thorns came in and messed up the place. And it's pretty much a linear run through the cave path. Oh my god. So I'm gonna point out, sometimes the briar thorns, you'll encounter a group of them that's like, I'll have to look at their names that are right here. Old Bloodbriar is not generally one of them. Yeah, it's Bone Bark, I believe, is definitely one of them that can show up on you. And I just killed another one. But yeah, you'll occasionally get... There's a poison one, I think. There isn't a fire one in the actual group. But there is a fire... Yeah. You'll occasionally get this group of Briar Thorns that are sort of all together like that. And it's rare that they can pop up right up there. And back here, you'll find a chest. I believe it's heroic level almost always. Occasionally it's under an 8 strongbox. It used to just be a body, which was kind of funny to have that at the end of the Bloodbriar lair. Anyways, you'll be dropped off in this place called the Forgotten Depths, and if you explore around in the Pine Barrens or Shaded Basin area, you'll actually find this cave. This is the marked cave on your map, and it's a cave that is exactly like the Mountain Deeps. So I also want to mention again that I haven't gone back for the Mountain Deeps Devotion Shrine yet. I'm debating either doing it as part of a video or just doing it in my own time. But there is a Devotion Shrine to Mountain Deeps. I know I mentioned it before. But coming in here just reminded me to mention it again. I just totally spaced that there was one in there because I so rarely stop in Mountain Deeps, even on normal. And, so, Ungoliax is a spider, and there's a Devotion Shrine on normal behind her. This shrine is only in normal, and it's one of the ones where I always forget it's actually here. So I was not coming down here just because I was not doing this place yet, and I was like, aren't there Devotion Shrines down there? So you'll encounter 2 Devotion Shrines when you do all this stuff. One right here, and one in the next location in this chain of locations. So I need a serrated spike. Yeah, and Devotion, I haven't actually done a lot on it. I had 1 point floating around which I used to complete the Viper. But the next thing we're going to complete is... Yeah, it does only need 4. I was thinking I needed 6 for that. So, I think we're going to go straight into the Behemoth as our next... our next constellation. I have a Devotion map kind of set out in my head for this, but I might consider getting the We'll see about getting the Widow later. But for right now, we're going to be doing what I consider to be a standard Devotion loadout, which is the Viper, mostly because of the percent offensive ability at the end of it, but it actually has some other good stuff on here. This is not part of it. This is just for us, because we're kind of a Cold Lightning character. I wanted that. But that's respecable in all of this. The Hawk is pretty much a necessity, because it's a very easy way to get offensive ability. So the next things we're going to be getting, I'm going to probably completely fill out the Behemoth. But it's at least going to be this node to start it, the 400 health node, the 8% health node, and the ability. And then I'm going to hop on over to filling out the Law Primordial sections. Specifically, I want to get to Obelisk of Maynor for its defenses and pick up a whole lot of this stuff in here along the way. I'm definitely considering the Tortoise, the Lion, Skills of Volcama, Torgo the Builder, at least these 4 Dodes in Torgo, and then the Panther, and maybe go into the Tree of Life. We'll see about that one if I have the points for it. But for now, we start on the Behemoth. The Behemoth, it's sort of a split in my head as to whether I completed it or not. I don't think... Because it can self-support, so you can actually do a little respecking of certain things if you choose to complete it. But I generally only complete it if I need a couple extra points. Otherwise, I just do the 4 points and move on. Because it's like it's only worth completing it if you know you'll get a point or two out of completing it, compared to not completing it. It's one of those things where you have to kind of learn how to game the devotion system. So the next area is Tyrants Hold, and there are 4 little paths in this mountain ridge that can get to it, and they're going to be randomly blocked off or not. Obviously, we have the last one on the bottom is going to be our way in. I'll grab those mutated skills. So we're going to come up this way, and we're going to come to this fort, this giant fort, which is Tyrants Hold. And Tyrants Hold is pretty awesome, in my opinion. At least the outside is. I'm not big on the inside. Oh, we had both the things, Scavenge Plating and the Searing Ember. So we'll complete this Devotion Shrine, grab the Scavenge Plating. So our next thing is the 400 health, and that's actually a giant amount of health when you factor in all of the percent health stuff you get through gear and through your other devotion trees. 400's a great amount of health. So yeah, this character is actually coming together quite nicely. We're still getting times like this where we get hit a lot, but for the most part we're killing quickly on normal veteran, and Sky Shards are starting to work the way we want them to work, which is like that. We can haunt things now. We're very close to being able to devastate, which is gonna be, I think, the biggest ability boon we're gonna have for a while. So when we come into Tyrants Hold, I kind of want to explore around just to show why I like it, but I think I'm just going to go straight for the lower levels to go after our next target. So you would traditionally, after you beat Briar, turn the quest in, and then you would turn the quest in and then come and get your next quest. So the 2 guys that gave you the initial quests, one will give you 3, one will give you 2. So the 2 are going to be like the manticore thingy and the gland, and then the next set are Ungoliacs and Bloodbriar, and then the last one is Blood Feast. And Blood Feast is we've been encountering the Drangul Tyrants. He's basically a big tyrant. And I love the surface of Tyrants Hold, and I kind of wish it was the way it used to be. Maybe you could make Blood Feast a one-time spawn and work better that way, so it's not like the easiest farming place, which is what it turned out to be initially. But I hate this area of it. The interior, it's just so many grovels are in here. Just so many grovels. And it's because Grim Dawn, the way the engine works is enemies don't see the walls. So like you are very, very easily hoarded in here. By monsters that, in a horde, generally don't give a lot of experience. And it's like, I'm getting like stuck here, like attacking them when I don't want to be attacking them. But also, you have to deal with the gunshot noises constantly. Because they'll be shooting you through the wall. And they just never stop, too. It's just a ton of these guys. Alright, so, but finally, Star Pact. Devastation. Star Pact is our next passive ability. I'll put Devastation on my bar in a sec. I'm going to have to reorganize my bar, and I believe that's there. Is that our first Ancient Heart? That might be our first Ancient Heart. I don't remember if I had to craft up something with an Ancient Heart. But yeah, so Devastation I want where I have Wind Devil right now. So Devastation, I'll put Wind Devil here. Hopefully I'll remember where all this is. Then Haunt can go there. So, first things first. Star Pact is going to be probably the next thing we level up after we fill out the Shaman side of our tree. The main reason we're doing that is for the cooldown reduction. It gets to about 12% at rank 12, and it has sort of diminishing returns on that, but we can actually get it with this build. I mean, we're going to get it really high. Maybe up to a full-on 15%, depending on how many points we actually get above the cap. But, yeah, this is an awesome ability. It's going to help Trojan Sky Shards get stronger, and it's going to make them hit faster, because we'll have more cooldown reduction on top of what we get from gear. And Devastation, for anyone that hasn't seen it, and if you've been on my channel for a while, you've definitely seen it. Devastation is awesome. I wasn't even considering it for this build before it was, when it was like the 5 waves that hit. Now just for 5 seconds, just a constant bombardment over an area is just great. It's Aether Fire, so it's not really in our damage types yet, but I don't even care. Because that's a horde of enemies just gone. It's like, it's such a great just fire and forget thing as well. Oh, don't do this to me here. Okay, I think I am roughly back where I was before. You just walk up some stairs to get to this back area. I tend to go through... Like, I tend to go up and then over, and it'll become clear what I mean when we actually get moving. I tend to, we're gonna go kind of up and over. So yeah, even though this place is an obnoxious hole, I do enjoy the fact that Devastation works great in it. Oops. I'm going to be hitting Nullification, because that's where I had Haunt before for a while. I should actually switch them up, because I think I'm going to be putting my Lightning Totem there when I get it. So yeah, let's do that real quick. We want Haunt and Nullification. Because I think my Lightning Totem would replace Haunt when I actually pick it up. So yeah, if we go up and over, we'll find these stairs into the next area of this place. And it's more, just more Grobble nonsense. And then we come down here, chest, boom, boom, and you'll find this locked door. And this is where our boss that we've had to kill, at least for me, it's been a while now. There's the man. Drangul. So Blood Feast does those little like blood swirly things right there, the blood vortex thingies. I don't know their technical name. I believe he does lifesteal a little bit. He deals bleed damage, which I think I almost technically died from right there. But otherwise, he's a Drangul. You can take him down pretty easily. And then his little treasure room back here. Your first time in here will be an Exalted chest. Oh, that's a good ring. Chill Surge ring. I might actually run that with... Instead of running 2 Starfires, I might actually run that Chill Surge ring. It's not a bad one. It's free giant Electrous Flash Freezes. It's actually a high level Electrous Flash Freeze. And that's nothing to shake a stick at. 7-meter radius compared to... I think mine's like about that size, isn't it? Yeah, 7 meters. So yeah, I guess it's a low level one. It just... Wait a minute. I might be thinking of Empowered. So we can just, like, talk through all of these guys' dialogue options, and we almost dinged off that. Wait. There it is. Oh, that makes it worth it. It's actually pretty easy to get your level up when you turn all those quests in all at once. So, that'll about cover that, and now we're gonna go for Maelstrom and possibly Lightning Totem. So thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video through the Pine Barrens, and finally, next time, we're gonna go after Karaz, the Sigil of Cthon.